All right, so since we're talking about your salsa and stuff for your peak, describe that in one more. What made you want to start that? Like, what was like your thought process?
Good question. So I've been dancing salsa since I was 14, so about 12 years now, going on 13 years.
It was your mom that taught you, right?
Yeah, so I actually hated it in the beginning. I did not want to do it. I had a single mom, and she was going to dance classes, and she was like, "You're not sitting home alone, like, you're coming with me." And I was like, I'm miserable kid, like, I don't want to do this, you know, like the crab in the corner. And, you know, I would go to a couple classes, I was watching her do it, and she was like, try it. And I was like, you know, I don't want to learn this, you know, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I was like, that doesn't look like that much fun. Like, I'm all right. Thank you, Ma. Like, I appreciate it. But like, I'm not missing out on anything here, right? And then one day I saw her full blown, like, dancing. Like, intricate turns. I'm talking 50 spins. You guys have seen all the... Yeah. And I was like, what is that? Yeah, what is that? Like, how do I get to do that? And she was like, that's, you know, the basic step that I'm showing you. And I didn't understand as a beginner and before starting that is the foundation to seeing all those crazy spins and tricks. You know, people are usually intimidated by salsa, I think. That, you know, they're like, oh, I've tried it once, or it looks too, you know, crazy, and and I think that's kind of my goal in this. Like, it's not a very common thing, you know. Most hoods are gonna have a basketball court, and without anyone saying anything, everyone knows the rules of the game, they know what they're doing, how to play a game, and everyone's excited about it. I want to create that for salsa. Like, I don't want everyone to be, you know, on stage performing. That's not everyone's, you know, calling, but I want it to be the same thing when the cha-cha slide comes on and everyone's like, oh, I love this, I haven't done it. And everyone in the family, from your grandmother to your, you know, baby cousin, is out doing the electric slide or one of those. I want, when a salsa song comes on, everyone just clears out the dance floor, and I feel like that's what it is. So that's kind of what that's kind of the goal, you know, on my end. Bring it to, you know, the masses.
That's a great.
Woo! This is big energy.
Yeah, that is big energy.
Big.
Do you think that there's process being made in that, or do you think it's just like somewhere has to start? Like,
it's a good question. I mean, I definitely think there is being process, and there's been people that I've looked up to, and people who have, like, you know, started the trend or started the, you know, getting eyes on it and bringing it to the forefront of what, you know, society is. So even, you know, that movie In the Heights that just came out, I don't know if you saw, it's about growing up in Washington Heights, and they had Eddie Torres Jr., who's a, you know, friend and fellow salsa lover, choreograph it. And I have a bunch of friends and family in a bunch of friends in that movie, but they found real salsa dancers who are actually doing it New York style onto how we do it. So you have, you know, certain movies and things like that bringing it to the forefront. I just, you know, want there to be a little bit more. But there are definitely people who are doing their thing to put salsa on the map and get people.
You definitely put salsa on the map for me. You personally.
Yeah.
Because you are elite.
He's
elite.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
No, for sure.
We've always had that back and forth. I'm like teaching Mike how to do a Suzy Q in the corner, but then I'm like, wait, how'd you tick your body on that hit? And then Mike's like, all right, this is how I did that.
Mike can dance crazy too.
Yeah,
like, between the two of them.
Oh my God, we always had
you guys need to do like a
100%.
Dougie
salsa fusion, dude. They do that. They teach like salsa fusion classes where you read, hip hop inspired, you know, Afro inspired, and some people are nasty. Dude, living in New York City for 2 years was awesome.
Awesome. Got the best of the best experience though.
And that was a big part of, outside of, you know, job and regular, you know, what you're supposed to be doing. That was a big reason why I moved there. Just, you know, this is where, you know, Salsa Antu was born, and this is the crowd and community. So there are some badass dancers there. No, go for it.
You started in college, right?
So I started when I was 14. Basically,
doing the socials and everything.
Yeah, so I had a couple, you know, I had one instructor, my first instructor, his name is Gio, shout out Gio. He basically taught me like a lot of like my foundation and the basics that we're talking about. You know, when I teach here at Meadow Blues and we talk about beginner, just like concepts, you know, everyone wants to do 50 spins, but you got to do a right turn first, right? You got to know how to do a basic first. So learning those fundamentals, that was my first instructor, Gio. And then I kind of felt like I got a lot out of that, you know, relationship, a lot out of his mentorship and guidance. I got my good foundation, my kind of dance legs. And then I went to another instructor in Jersey, Marcus Nieves, shout out Marcus.
Shout them all out.
And then he taught me a lot of kind of, you know, being a little bit more animated, you know, bringing it to life, having fun with the music. You know, it's one thing to be a good dancer technically, but if you're doing the same technically correct moves over and over again, sure you're a good dancer, but it kind of stops there. So it's, you know, now listening to the song, taking it to that next level. Hey, I've heard this song 1,000 times. I know the beat's gonna crash in a couple seconds. You know, what am I gonna add a dip there to really accent it? You know, making the dance a little bit more dynamic. So I feel like that was where, you know, he helped me a lot. You know, and then kind of continuing. And then in New York City, same thing. I joined actually a woman director team, Delia Madera. Shout out Delia. And again, she was very into performance and showmanship, you know, 12-time salsa champion. So I feel like each, you know, person, just like life, you know, you kind of take what you need from them at that specific time, adapt it to your own, you know, kind of style and create that. And that's what I'm trying to do, right? I want to be the, shout out Matt Hernandez on someone's podcast, and they're like, that's the guy who gave me my start. And you know, if someone, you know, someone should take a little bit about what I do, a little bit from this guy that they like, a little bit, and create your own style, and that's what it's about. So it's been good, but I feel like we're headed in the right direction. But
I think so too, dog. You got a good thing going. So.
No, yeah.